More flyweight action here at cage 2. Dastан Жакыпбеков from Kazakhstan in the blue corner. You see him there on your screen. And his opponent making his way to the cage. The final checks there. Oktay Arif from Bulgaria in the red corner. This will be an interesting matchup at flyweight. We've seen consistently throughout this competition over the years that the Kazakhstani fighters really bring a level of tenacious energy to the cage. You know, whether they're wrestling or they're striking, they're always dangerous across all the board. And the Bulgarians as well bring that kind of same sort of style, but usually more focused to the wrestling. So let's see who can implement their game plan early on. Jacıpbekov in the blue outfit and Arif in the red outfit. Jacıpbekov already looking to establish center cage. And Arif staying loose on the outside. He's looking to land that big right hand. Just gauging the reactions here, showing the uppercuts to deter the takedowns. This is a feeling out process here between these two athletes, and it's usually evident of two highly talented athletes. They understand that they need to feel out process, look for ways in, look for ways out, and test their opponent's strengths and indeed their weaknesses. Fast hands from Jacıpbekov. Oh, big right hand from Jacıpbekov. And Arif forced to back up to momentarily. Jacıpbekov looking to stay nice and loose. It says to me that he's trying to work this power shot. He's looking for that power punch, the left hook or the straight right hand. He's got to start disguising it though. I'd like to see him use some level changes to fake the takedown and then come upstairs with the punches when the hands go down to defend. Nice double leg. Jacıpbekov straight to the back. And Arif frantically trying to get back to his feet, but in turn gives up his back. Two cooks here from Jacıpbekov. Kazakhstan on the back of Bulgaria. A nice scramble there from Arif to retain this guard, open guard position. Looking for the full guard, but can't quite get it. Jacıpbekov looking to disengage from this position, work the ground and pound and pass the guard here. Nice up kicks. Oh, nice up kick there from Arif. Jacıpbekov just softening up the legs there. He's got to be careful of those up kicks, however. When he comes in, he can't force his head downward. If he comes in, he's got to keep his head backward and drive in with his knees to avoid those up kicks. Nice ground and pound. Big punch there to allow the attempted pass from Jacıpbekov as he sits now looking for the side control position briefly, but Arif back to his feet. Last 10 seconds of the round here. Sacrifice throw attempt from Jacıpbekov, but he just serves to pull Arif on top of him. And the round closes, and a very interesting matchup, as we said early on when they were walking out to the cage between Kazakhstan and Bulgaria. And it didn't disappoint, both really excelling in their own rights of MMA, wrestling, and the grappling realm. And it seemed to me that Jacıpbekov was more comfortable wrestling up against the cage than Arif was. But nonetheless, we'll go to the second round of this flyweight matchup. Round two. Jacıpbekov and Arif. Arif in the red, Jacıpbekov in the blue. Jacıpbekov again commanding the center cage, forcing Arif to work with his back against the cage on the outside. And that just serves to allow you to look towards the control in this fight. You could argue that Jacıpbekov is controlling the positions, he's driving forward, looking to land the power punches, and then using the level changes when Arif believes that this is just going to be a stand-up fight. Arif winging in with those punches, wild swinging punches. He puts his head down in those exchanges. And when his head's down, he's not looking at his opponent, so he can't see what's coming next. So he'd swing those punches. If he misses, he can't really come up with something in the interim to carry on and improve his position. Nice level change again. Double leg attempt, pulls the hips away from the cage. Jacıpbekov moving into side control. Jacıpbekov doing a good job of pulling his counterpart away from the cage to secure that position. Nice knee to the body from Jacıpbekov. And Arif now get back to his feet. This is a lot better. He's got to post the hand out, get his feet underneath him, but he's got to make sure he turns into his opponent not to give up his back here. And Jacıpbekov takes advantage of that. One hook in, looking to use the ground and pound here. Arif doing a good job of defending there. Arif's got spring to his feet here now. You see now he's got the left underhook, which would have prevented the back take, but he allowed himself to be pulled away from the cage and back onto his back. Arif looking to turn down, maybe look for the single. Arif now back to his feet in exchange. He's got to stay busy in these exchanges or keep his back off the cage here. Arif now shooting for a single leg. Jacıpbekov staying very heavy, entwining the legs, controlling the body of Arif. If Arif can't snatch a hold of the leg here, he's got to make sure he turns into his opponent and stands up on his feet. Can't give his back in this position here. Jacıpbekov will jump those hooks in and work the ground and pound from the back positions we're seeing here. Arif trying to work the single there, but in turn gives up his back. Both hooks in now. Just an adjustment there from Jacıpbekov. The arm was trapped briefly. Finds himself just slipping off the back, straight back to his knees and his feet. Jacıpbekov again over control of the back with just over 10 seconds left in this round here. He can't seem to shake Jacıpbekov off of his back. Third and final round here, Jacıpbekov and Arif, Kazakhstan and Bulgaria, but it was Kazakhstan that seemed to have the better wrestling, the more dominant control from the top position, particularly the back. But can Arif pull something out of the bag here? We know he's got a great elusive strike, and he's got a good left hook that he sets up with the jab. Let's see if he can plant that right hand. Jacıpbekov very patient on the outside. Says to me he's going to look to come in with the jab, maybe couple the right hand, change levels, look for the double leg. He might look to circle Arif to the back of the cage here and use that to help the takedown and block Arif's footwork off so he can't elude the takedown. Nice leg kick from Jacıpbekov, but it's the double leg attempt to switch to the single from Arif. And he's working for the takedown here, but you can see Jacıpbekov already looking to sprawl the hips and work his way around to the back of Arif. Arif finding it very difficult to control the legs of Jacıpbekov. We see Jacıpbekov again looking for the back. All he's got to do is skip the hooks in here. Always position before submission. Jacıpbekov neglected that a little bit and finds himself now working to further establish a clinch. Jacıpbekov just a bit more heavier, a bit more able to utilize his weight and his base against his counterpart from Bulgaria. Arif now driving the hands, and this is what he needs to do. He's working the guillotine here. You use the cage as leverage. Jacıpbekov used that opportunity to get the fight to the ground and then pass to the opposite side of the choking arm. And now Arif's going to find himself with a minute left to try and get back to his feet, to try and switch this position, to try and stop his back getting taken here. As you can see, he goes for the single leg, and purely because Jacıpbekov drives all his weight down to the ground, he sprawls on top of Arif, and Arif immediately goes flat. Just under 40 seconds left here, and Arif has got to go for broke. He's got to look for these big punches here. But again, it's very difficult when you're looking for the big punches. Plant your feet for power, and your opponent's known for changing his levels and taking you down, and it's very difficult for you to establish any escapes from your back or even sweeps. So nonetheless, it's a very difficult feat for Arif to overcome here. And coming up to the last 10 seconds of this fight, and Arif is almost certainly down on the scorecards here as he looks for the armbar. Turning off the cage, looking to skip the leg across the head. Jacıpbekov senses that, keeps flat and rides the round out. And again, you could argue that Jacıpbekov did a great job of controlling the wrestling, controlling the top position, and used the ground and pound to score. But we have to go to the judges' scorecards here at the IMF World Championships 2019, so stay tuned for the official decision.